Welcome to Track Talk with TrackGABE, horse racing's best podcast. Now here's your host, TrackGABE.
Hey, I'm here with Giorgio, the famous Giorgio. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing great, Gabe. It's just a pleasure to be on your show, man. This is exciting, and I wish you nothing but great things.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be doing it big. That's why we have you on here, man.
All right.
So I heard you got one you really like on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday, very interesting day. You know, most of the 7 out of my 10 picks are horses that are taking monumental drops. So it's like Black Friday. All these horses are for sale today with giant for sale signs. So this one that I like is also taking, a big drop. So let's see if this one can come through.
What race is it?
All right, we're gonna go to race 6, and it's number 7. Vincero Grande. I don't know, must be Italiano or something, but there it is, number 7, Vincero Grande. And I'm going to be betting on this girl, Grande, mucho grande.
Yeah, I noticed she's probably going to be coming from the back, right?
Yeah, probably, but, this is, for me, I love the thoroughgraph numbers, so she comes in with the best last race thoroughgraph number, and she earned it against much tougher and at this tricky distance. Not every horse can, or mare in this case, can get this distance. This is a tough distance. So, she's got class, she's got the best thoroughgraph numbers, and she can handle the distance. I love her in this spot in race number 6.
Yeah, I agree with you. She's my top pick in the race as well. She's taking a big class drop. She's been running against much better speed figures and all that. I'm also a thoroughgraph person, and I think her thoroughgraph numbers stand out. 5-1 on the morning line. What kind of odds do you think we're going to get on her?
Man, if I can get 5-1, I'd be ecstatic, But she certainly, I'm thinking she's going to have to get some play, because who else is going to get play? Ultimate High, Big Mama Sue. Big Mama Sue needs really good pace, even though Big Mama Sue at least has gone this distance. But I think we're going to get we might get 7-2, 3-1, which I would love.
Exactly what I think. I'm thinking about 3-1, 7-2,
yeah,
4-1 at the highest.
Yeah.
So, well, you know what? Thank you for giving us a pick. And
all right.
You did a great job with the dogs last week.
Yeah, so much fun.
Everybody enjoyed themselves. And, remember, I bet that one dog race, and there should have been an inquiry. Who's involved in the inquiry? Isn't that you?
No. Yeah, we got to call and talk to the dog stewards. But, Emmett, the big favorite, had to settle for second.
Yeah, he was 8-5 favorite on your morning line. Your morning line's pretty good because 8-1 you had on the one that won it.
Yeah.
8-5, and I think 6-1 ran third. So you know what you're doing.
I like my morning line.
Yeah. Now we know. You do a good morning line,
and the favorite dwelt at the start so long. You lost all chance at the start.
Yeah, just like my horses, they break bad. I know how it feels. Well, you know what? Thank you, George, so much.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure having you on the show. You're a good guy. You're a friend of mine. I've known you for at least 20 years, and I'm going to know you for another 20 years, my man. And thank you so much for coming on.
All right, my pleasure. I'll talk to you next week.
Please. Thank you. Here we are with another segment, another thing wrong with horse racing. Let me just tell you, I was at Santa Anita on Monday, Memorial Day, and there was about 50 people in every beer line. Come on, we got to stop that. Seriously, this is another thing wrong with horse racing. We cannot have long lines at the beer line and the hot dog line. Please address this. Thank you. All right, we're back, and we got Louie Giordano on, the famous owner. How you doing, Louie?
Famous owner. Wow, that's a new one.
Well, your name's all up in the forum every week. Every time I see it, I see your name in there in the program and the forum.
Well, it was in a lot, but not lately. Although we have a horse running Friday or Saturday. I'm sorry. We've been running like every other Friday, it seems like. We have a horse Saturday, so we'll see what happens there. we're getting quite aggressive with her. This is going to be, I think, our 9th race with her, Tiergarten.
Yeah, she's
We've
a
had
battle horse.
well, you know what? She's been getting checks, but you know what? When you get checks, Gabe, and if you're running third and fourth and fifth, the checks aren't much. Training is 4,500 a month, so you got to get a second or a first, and we haven't gotten a first, and this is going to be our 9th try.
Yeah. So, well, what do you think about her chances? She's 2-1 on the morning line.
Okay.
What do you think about
Um,
that? You think it'll be about
well,
that odds?
yeah, I figured she'd be 2-1, 5-2. Honestly, when I got and a couple hours after the overnights came out, I got the form and I looked at the form pretty well. There's a little bit of speed in the race, but my gosh, I'll tell you what I saw was the 3-horse in the race. D'Amato's got a horse that hasn't run in almost a year. It'll be June 8th. It'll be a year.
Yeah, Old Silver.
Yes. And prior to that, she ran, in October of 23. So she hasn't really run a lot, but her form at the time was awful impressive for an 8,000 claimer. Her soundness I'm sure, is a big question. But if I was looking to claim a cheap horse, I'd sure be looking at her, as well as Tiergarten.
Yeah. Um, there's a horse in there, the number 2 horse, Sensational ZZ.
A lot
I
of
think
speed.
a lot of speed. I think they're going to just gun that horse and take him and see how fast they could go.
Well,
Horse is usually running 1,000 yards at Los Al. Now it's running a mile in the dirt.
yeah, he'd run 1,000 yards. He ran, I think, a real nice 52.74 the last time he ran. That was May 24th. And, that ran a pretty fast time, won pretty easy, and she went all the way around, wire to wire. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I saw the speed in her. I was kind of hoping that we would find a field where we can just let the jock let her go, because I'm telling you, 4 or 5 times that we've run Tiergarten, she's been held on the first part of the race, and she's fighting it. She's fighting the jock, and we put Frazou back on her. He's ridden her before. He rode her at Los Alamitos, uh, and he rode her real nice. We've had JJ, we've had Ayuso, we've had
Dettori.
Rispoli, we've had Kimura. We've had the Tory. We've had every jock in the book almost. Uh, but we're gonna go with. I like the way that Frazou rode her at Los Alamitos last December, and she ran her race. She just wasn't good enough. We've run against some pretty tough horses too. I mean,
Yeah,
if
definitely.
yeah, we run against that, Big Mama Sue a couple of times, and now we've got, in my opinion, the horse to beat is Ole Silver, but we'll see what happens. We
Yeah,
figured a
it
draw.
depends on how sound and ready Ole Silver is. I think maybe your only other competition in there also might be Sweet Hello with DeSormo on the outside. But
Yeah,
other than that, it looks like you guys have the race. I wouldn't leave you off my ticket. I'll tell you that much. You guys are.
well, I hope not. I hope not. You haven't been making many mistakes lately, so I hope you don't forget to include her.
Yeah, thank you for that. And yeah, Tiergarten's definitely a major contender in there, and this is definitely the worst field she's faced in a long time. And Friezo gets back on her, and he's real smart. Antonio Friezo, he's a sharp jockey, and I think he'll make the adjustments depending on where the other jockeys go. We know the 2 will be on the lead. 5 will be up there. 3 will be up there. I'm expecting, and I think one underrated thing about this race with your horse is the fact that it has the rail, so you're going to save ground the whole time, probably
Right.
laying third or fourth. So
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping that. I'm hoping, I would like to see Olay Silver and the 2. I'd like to see the 2 and the 3 go at it early is what I'd
yeah,
like to see.
that's what I'd like to see too.
And then I'd like to see her sitting right off the base and not having Frizzou hold her, because when you fight with her, then she's not going to run. If you let her loose on the lead or let her loose and run without getting pulled on, she runs a lot better.
Yeah, thank you. That's some good information. Well, I appreciate your time, Louie. Maybe next time we could get your handsome face on here instead of just a picture. But nonetheless, it was good having you on.
Yeah, Gabe, I've got a filly that I claimed last year, and the race after we claimed her, we ran her on the last day of Del Mar, closing day. You were in the winner's circle with us, and she won. It was Trevor Denman's last live race call, and the horse I'm talking about is Rugala.
Yeah.
And we've got 3 works in her now. And we're going to run her in the first book at Del Mar, and she's doing fantastic.
Wasn't
And we're looking
Rispoli
to.
on her that day?
We did. We sure did.
Wire to
Yeah.
wire with Rispoli. I remember that.
And you even said after the race, so are you going into a stake race next time? And I go, well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
And we had a plan to, but several days before the race, she had an ankle bothering her, and we decided to give her the time off because she's a real nice horse. She's 5-year-old mare. She's only run 15 times. She's made over $250,000. So we took care of this girl, and we think it's going to all pay off at the Del Mar meet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You guys are gonna have a good Del Mar.
Yeah, we think
All
so.
right. I look forward to seeing you at Del Mar.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to go out there unless we're running, but I already told my trainer, I says, if you want more claims out of me, we have to win a race with Rugala. Until then, I'm not claiming. So we'll see what happens.
All right, Louie. Well, thank you so much for your time, Louie. It's good talking
All
to
right,
you.
Gabe.
And we'll talk soon, okay?
Okay, keep up the good work. Thanks.
What's up, and we're back. I'm going to give you my long shot for the weekend. And it comes at one of my favorite tracks to get long shots, Woodbine. Last time I posted a Woodbine pick, it won. We made a lot of money. Let's try to do this again. This is my long shot of the day. Race 8, Saturday. I like number 4, Dancing Duchess. 15-1 morning line. It's her third race off a layoff. She's going back to the distance she last won at. This girl always tries. She tries hard. She likes the Woodbine grass. There are 2 horses in here that are going to be battling each other on the lead, and they're probably going to go way too fast. So that should set up for the stalker. She's got the 4-post, which is wonderful. I love the 4-post. So there we go. That's my long shot of the weekend. Woodbine race 8, number 4, Dancing Duchess. Let's make that money, baby. You know I love them long shots. Some of you say I only like chalk, but have you posted as many long shot winners as I have? I don't think so. Hey, we're back, and we're with the Richie Silverstein, the famous Richie Silverstein, former jockey agent, who's now living the life of paradise in Laughlin. How you doing, Richie?
Great, Gabe. Good to see you again.
Yeah, you too, man. I saw you a couple weeks ago, and we had a good time together.
Yeah, Mom
playing blackjack.
Playing with Halle Berry and Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, Halle Berry, Jennifer Aniston, and Scarlett Johansson's the other one,
Scarlett
right?
Johansson.
Yeah, but you and I, we both like the Halle Berry one. She's
definitely.
feisty. She's more feisty than the other one. She's got a lot of personality.
I like the lounge lizards in the back.
Yeah, that's the best. All right, so living life in Laughlin. In case nobody knows, you're enjoying your life, and that's good. Retired from the game.
10 doors down. 10 doors down from my partner Ed Burkhart.
Oh yeah, Ed Burkhart's right up the street. Another legend.
Yeah.
But you're still in the game. You're still watching the races every day and still invested completely, right?
We like to play the pick five all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll be a little more involved at Del Mar. And of course, Ed still makes the morning line at Los Al. So we like to make a wager or two at Los Al.
Oh, of course, yeah. He does a really good job with that morning line too.
Yeah.
That's not easy at Los Al.
No.
And the fact of how accurate he is, and sometimes I'll make a bet, kind of based on his morning line if I don't have time.
Absolutely.
And he's the only morning line maker right now that I would do that with.
Well,
So
this is real intelligent, not artificial.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that AI, that's not going to last. I think you need some human interaction with the morning line.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you could have it guide you a little bit, but you're going to need some, humans to fix the errors, because there's some major errors sometimes. Horses,
Absolutely.
20-1 that are going off at 9-2, and
you're
vice
being
versa.
nice. I was going to say 5-2.
Yeah, that's happened before too.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get right into the card. We're going to bring up your pick five right now.
Okay.
I'm going to put it on the screen. And so in the first race,
pretty simple and basic. I mean, the 3-horse Ya Cow Left. I mean, there's no reason he shouldn't win. I looked around just in case. I mean, he's going to be a very short number. If I'm going to beat him, I'm going to try the 7, Megiachi. He goes back to Mike Smith and back where he belongs. There's another horse that Sue rides in there that might be live, but I think Barrios took off him to stay with the 3, Ya Cow Left. I don't have all my notes in front of me, but the 3 is probably a single. I went 3-7.
Yeah. Yeah, the 3 will probably win, but, you got a little backup in case he doesn't fire or gets in trouble or something. So I like that. And I see in race 2, we're singling the 4.
Yeah, you know what happened with race 2? This is a race where you should single a horse or take all. And I like to use what they broke their maiden for. I like to use Barnes, and I like weight off on cheap horses. There's a couple races later in the card where these guys had a shot to get 7, 9, 10, 5, 7, 10 pounds off, and they didn't take it. Shame on them. Here we've got a horse for Mike Pipey, probably the winningest trainer in this race, with a 4.
We lost you for a second, Richie. We're back. That was slight technical difficulty there.
Yeah, it gets a little hot here in the desert. So, anyways, back to Mike Pipey's horse. He worked 46-4 since raced, and he looks like the right horse. You either have to use all or single. I went for the single.
Well, let me add my 2 cents into this race real quick. I'm going to single this horse with abandon. I think the 4 is an absolute. I actually think this 4 is the most probable winner of the day. I think this horse towers over this field. I think this horse has the best thoroughgraph numbers also by far. And I think if this horse is sound and ready to go, this horse wins. And I'm expecting an easy win too, something by open length. So I'll be singling. So I'm glad to see that you're singling. That always makes me feel better. So let's get to race 3. We're using 3 and 5 in here, huh?
We're using 3 and 5. I think the 1 horse may go favorite. I think he's a bad favorite. The 3 is my top horse, always Silver, coming off long layoff with great works for D'Amato. But the 5, Sweet Hello, returns to the $8,000 level where she won, and she fits like a glove. I'm trying to beat the 1 horse. I don't like her. So I'm just using 3 and 5.
Well, you're going to make Louie Giordano really upset here.
Why, is his horse the 1?
Yeah, he owns the 1.
Sorry, Lou. And like I said, she'll probably go favored. I'm just looking to beat her.
Yeah, and we talked about this race with Louie, so we don't have to talk about it too much more. The 3 is an obvious contender, but it's a question mark if he could come off this long layoff. He's actually only had 2 races in the last 2.5 years.
I like the going to Lascano, hungry rider, gonna let her run. But again, the 5 horse, Sweet Hello, she returns to 8,000 where she won, and she could be
Yeah.
very dangerous.
And Kent DeSormo, man, he's a magician sometimes.
Maybe our ticket was cheap enough. Maybe we need to spread 3 horses, 1, 3, 5. I thought the 1 would be on the board. I just don't think she'll win.
Yeah, I
could be
kind of
wrong.
think the same thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to use the 1.
Yeah.
I might even use the 2 as well because it's the only speed in the race, but probably won't win. I'll use it on a small ticket. But let's go to race 4. Boy, you think this race is a lot harder than I do.
Well,
But
I like 3 horses, but I left it up to JJ Hernandez. He lands on the 3 Jimmy Blue Jeans. I mean, that's my top horse. Kanani, that horse is a fighter. And Flyover, the 2 horses I also used, I wasn't in love with, and that was I think it was the 5 and 7. No,
you
I
got 1,
lost
2,
my
3, 4, 6.
yeah. But again, I like Jimmy Blue Jeans was my top selection.
My best bet of the day happens to be in that race.
Really, who'd you like?
I like Flyover a lot in there. I think Flyover's got a lot of upside. Last time this horse ran it was really washy and agitated and all that, and still won by open lengths. Could have won by more.
That's the
It
sad
is
one.
interesting though that JJ gets off that Flyover to ride Jimmy Blue Jeans.
That's what's put me on Jimmy Blue Jeans because the Flyover could be any kind of horse.
Yeah.
And these horses have kind of proven what they are. They are what they are. And Flyover could be much better than these horses. And that's why I had him second. He was my second choice. And if JJ was on him, he'd have been my top choice.
Yeah.
I'm just riding with Craig O'Brien here.
All right, we'll get to the 5th race. I already know why you like the 3, Richie. I've known you since I was a child. You like the 3 because he's the only speed.
Yeah. But
See, I know you, Richie. You're a good handicapper. I know you're not going to leave the 3 off in that race.
I lost my notes. Who else did I have in here? I had
you have the 7 as well, power play.
Yeah, 3 and 7. Yeah, those were my horses. I don't know which order I had them
That's
in.
the Mandela Dropper, the 7.
Yeah, that was my top horse. The Mandela Dropper, the Barn, the Drop. I think, is he a first-time gelding?
Yes, that too.
Yeah. So he was my top horse, and then Flyover. The other horse was the Speed. So I made it 7 and 3.
Yeah, I like this card. And anybody out there that's watching this, it's only $20. That's not too much to risk. And, with the 15% takeout and the huge pool, these things pay inflated prices. There's been times where it chalks out and we still get $200-300.
That's what happened last Friday.
Yeah, I hit it on Saturday last week. The highest price was 7-2, and I got $360.
Yeah,
and there was a couple of mortal lock cinches in there too. So you could get paid on this. And then look, in race 4, Richie, I'll tell you one thing, Richie, if you could beat the 2 and 4 in race 4, which you got 5 horses in there, you beat those 2, you're going to get paid.
Well, I'm thinking the Mike Smith was an interesting horse, and they laid him 10-1 in the morning line.
Yeah.
Like I said, the horse you like is to me, he stands out like a sore thumb, but sometimes off a maiden, they don't come back and win, and JJ abandoned him. So that's why I thought this was a spread race. And Lee Barocchio with the 1 Kanani, he's a fighter. That horse is just a fighter.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I agree. And Barocchio is a good trainer. He'll be on this show soon, too. He agreed to be on this show. Probably next week. But I want to wish you a good time in paradise, Richie. Enjoy Laughlin. Enjoy the weather.
I'll see you and your mom when you guys get back. There. I can't wait for Mom to come back. She wants to move here.
Yeah, we're going to make another trip out there soon.
You know where to find us.
And you make a trip out here to Santa Anita too, man. I know a lot of people that miss seeing you.
I'm working on a trip in late August to Del Mar.
And then Del Mar. Oh well, Del Mar's paradise, man. You shouldn't have to pull your finger to get over there.
I'm working on it now.
All right, my man. Always good to talk to you.
Thanks,
you take care, and we'll do this again soon. Okay.
Thanks for having me.
No, thank you. Thank you for coming.
All right.
What's up, everybody? I'm going to give you my best bet of the day for Saturday. It's Santa Anita. Let's get right to it. Race 4, I like number 2, Flyover. 3-1 on the morning line. This horse ran one time, but it was extremely impressive. And I think this horse is ready to take the step forward. Some people might get off this horse because JJ got off of it to ride the 4 for Mullins. But I think JJ's making another mistake like he did when he got off the Baffert horse to ride Splendora. When he got off of her to ride Splendora, that was a mistake. And this is going to be another mistake. Race 4, I love number 2, Flyover. Antonio Frizu, John Sadler came out of the race great. I don't even think this horse was at its best that day. It was fractious. It was wet. I don't even think the horse ran its best race. So just like it happened when JJ got off Seismic Beauty to ride Splendora, he gets off Flyover to ride Jimmy Blue Jeans. And this is going to be another major mistake for JJ because Flyover is going to win race 4 at Santa Anita. And that's TrackGabe's best bet of the day.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to join Live and Breathe Horse Racing Group on Facebook. We have over 9,000 members. Join now.